else are we supposed to start the podcast?
1, 2, 3. That wasn't that great. 1, 2, 3. Ah, killed it.
Listener, I have to tell you, the most miraculous thing has been happening lately. So Pumps and I have always been compatible except for a few areas. I like to shop. She doesn't like to shop. I'm always cold, and she's always been this hot box of depleted hormones, bitching nonstop about how hot she is. But as I've mentioned a few times, she got that pellet put in her ass. And ever since that pellet has gone in her ass, we are now temperature compatible.
For the first time in our whole lives.
When I'm cold, you're cold.
Yeah.
When I'm hot, you're hot.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable. It's such a huge, it just shows there's always room for improvement. And you can always meet your friendship goals.
For us to have the same body temperature.
It just requires one friend to get a pellet crammed in their ass.
It's not in your ass. It's like in your butt cheek.
It's so much more fun to say you got a pellet crammed in your ass.
Like a suppository.
Well, I know it's in your butt cheek. Listener, for what it is because Pumps is so much older than me, she's been through menopause and she has hormone deficiencies. And so they put the pellet in the ass cheek, which lets the hormones flow from her ass to her body.
Right.
And it's cooled her off.
It really has.
So Pumps, what have you had it with?
I'll tell you what I've had it with. And this has been on my mind forever and I keep forgetting about it. I had it with influencers in the wild. And by that, I mean people posing in public places and taking up everybody's time while they're posing and looking at their pictures. The only thing it influences me to do is become homicidal. I mean, I want to murder them. For example, we were at the U.S. Open, and these two girls that were dressed identically, thigh-high boots, short cream shorts, blazers, not with the arms through, but sitting on their shoulders.
Right.
They are doing the duck poses. I mean, every picture imaginable. Here's what they did, though. They sat like they were doing poses on the rail to go up and down. So it blocked everybody trying to go to the bathroom, everybody trying to go back to the bathroom. This happens like 15 minutes down at the bottom. So I get up, go to the bathroom, get a drink, come back, and there is a line literally to the completely into the section, and people are lined up to the tunnel because nobody wants to get in the picture because we're just trained. You know, if somebody's taking a picture, that's fine. These fucking idiots are taking 35,000 pictures and then they'll run together on the stairs. They'll look at the picture, then they'll talk about it, and then they'll run back and do the pictures over. And I just fucking had it. And so I just walked right by it. And I said, this is ridiculous that you're taking up this entire walkway. And they both looked at me like, God, she's such a bitch. And I just thought, you're fucking an idiot. They were identical twins, basically. One had brown hair, one had blonde hair, same outfits, same looks, same pictures. I mean, I was just like, this makes me want to strangle you with my bare hands. I just thought it was so rude, and the lack of self-awareness. And I don't know, maybe they're not influencers. Maybe they're just highly narcissistic people that want to take a ton of pictures of themselves. I'd never seen them before. I mean, they were super pretty. There's no doubt about that. Not worthy of 45 minutes worth of pictures while 20,000 people wait so they can get the perfect shot of themselves dressed almost identically. I just thought it was ridiculous.
I mean, one could argue that if you're going to the U.S. Open, you're probably going to watch tennis.
Not these girls.
There's a level of entitlement that comes with these influencers to where it's like my immediate need right now that I need fulfilled is to get as many images as possible. And I don't give a fuck who's around me. So when we were on vacation this summer, we were at that White Lotus 2.
Yeah.
We stayed at that hotel in Sicily. So there were so many people that, at a table next to us for dinner. And it's rather distracting. There was a mother-daughter, and it was the mom just took all these photos of the girl with her wine, and then her pasta came, and then we had an image with the fork in the pasta with it lifted up going into her mouth, the twirl. My son Roman and I I ended up not talking to my family at all because I was so morbidly fascinated with the ambition that they had to not enjoy anything that they were doing, yet photograph and produce evidence as though it were an enjoyable lunch.
Right.
But I can tell you, I saw firsthand behind the scenes. Nobody enjoyed that lunch.
No, they didn't have fun. These girls could give two shits who was playing tennis. They were so dying for everyone to be like, oh my gosh, look at the Blazer twins in the at the US Open. First of all, nobody gives a fuck. Take one picture, sit down. I bet you, because I tried to do in my head when I was kind of waiting to go to the bathroom, that every time they snap, let's say they did 6 snaps a second, and there's 60 seconds. That's 120 pictures of pretty much the same pose. And this went on for 30 minutes. Like, who needs that many fucking pictures of themselves? I mean, that's weird.
Had it. Welcome to I've Had It. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
Kylie.
I've got a really good hate comment
Oh, good.
on Instagram for you guys.
Okay.
And it's by Pollyanna Farms.
Okay.
And she writes, I had no idea that these two very thirsty age tags were complete liberals making fun of the merchandise at Walmart. No one even knows who you two are, and I'm completely unfollowing you two nobody skanks.
Nobody skanks. I haven't heard skank in a minute.
I love that it's nobody knows who you are, but I'm also going to unfollow you, which means, Pollyanna, you knew exactly who we were. Furthermore, the merchandise deserved ridicule because bad ideas deserve ridicule. And number 2, it's a pretty good takedown.
It is.
I mean, I like it.
I thought the last little skank was just
The
the cherry
skank
on
was
top.
good.
I think it was just an average takedown until the skank. I have to say, I like the skank. That's where it hooked me.
Yeah, I like the skank a lot.
Other than that, it's just name calling, which is normal.
Right.
Nothing super nuanced about that.
What, didn't know that we were liberal.
Yeah,
She obviously doesn't listen to the podcast.
not one time.
I love
No.
how they throw that out like it's an insult.
Dirty word. It's like, thank you for noticing.
That you were liberal.
All right, let's see if you think this one's better.
Okay.
It's by Niffy D. It's a review on Apple.
Okay.
4 stars.
Okay.
The two hosts are great together. Unmatched chemistry. Great storytellers and senses of humor. I would argue that politically this podcast is more centrist/liberal than left. So if you're right of that, you'll probably get butthurt. But if you're left of that, you'll probably cringe. It's a bit Mean Girls in perimenopause. Great listen if you have thicker skin, but the internalized misogyny is sometimes coming from inside the house. The feel-good comedy can often come across as mean.
I like it.
I have a problem with them calling us centrists.
I thought you were going to say that the misogyny comes from within inside the house. The centrist? That's your issue?
centrist. I'm not a fucking centrist.
No, I'm not a centrist either, but she must be way left-leaning, which I'm all for it.
A centrist?
Yeah,
Out of all of the comments and all the criticism that we've received, that one just kind of sits with me a little bit. A fucking centrist? What, like a John McCain centrist? Fuck off.
I thought it was a great review. All in all, I thought it was well written. I liked it.
I'm kind of butthurt about being called a centrist. So you know what that means? I've got to go on a fucking liberal, progressive tirade. We got to get Bernie Sanders on this podcast.
Right now.
I'm on it.
Okay, so next up we have, hopefully this person is not a centrist, Kylie.
I don't believe they are.
She is known as the Joan Rivers of the drag world. Let's welcome to I've Had It, Bianca Del Rio. Pumps, I feel like one of the greatest battles of your life has been pumps versus the bra.
Pumps versus the bra, pumps versus the tummy control. It's just a constant battle.
What are you doing about it?
I'll tell you what I'm doing about it. I love the Honey Love products. especially the tummy control. I feel so much more confident and sleeker when I wear their tummy control products. The bras are actually comfortable.
You know, their best seller is this crossover bra, and you've turned me on to Honey Love. It is my absolute go-to bra every single day. You feel like you're not even wearing a bra. The battle is over, listener. So treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/hadit. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/hadit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them that we sent you. It's time to ditch the underwire for good, thanks to Honey Love. You know, Pumps, now that summer's over, I just have so many regrets because I feel like I just put my skin through too much.
Yes, I agree.
Thankfully, we have found Osea, and they have the absolute best skin recovery products. The Undaria Cleansing Body Polish provides an easy one-step exfoliating, cleansing, and moisturizing shower essential, and it has a unique gel-to-milk mixture. My skin tends to get really, really dry in the fall and in the winter. And the Osea products, it's like it locks the moisture into your body. Prep your skin for fall with clean vegan skincare from Osea. And right now, we have a special discount just for our listeners. You can get 10% off your first order site-wide with code HADIT at OseaMalibu.com. Head to OSEAMalibu.com and use code HADIT for 10% off. Okay, Bianca Del Rio, welcome to I've Had It. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. I'm quite excited to be here because you know what? I live a life of I've fucking had it. You know what I mean? Every day something bothers me. So when they said, do you want to come talk to these two bitches about shit that you hate? And I go, sign me the fuck up. Sign me the fuck up. This is my kind of gig.
You know, there's nothing more bonding than hating the same shit. It really
Ain't that the fucking truth? We unite in hate. People are always trying to find kindness and ways to fix things. No, I like to be miserable, then discuss it with others, form a group and go, yes, we are correct and we should run the world. That's how I feel.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, Bianca, what have you had it with? What's right out of the gates, what's the first thing that's bugging you these days?
Well, the biggest thing, and this has been, a topic because I'm out here in California, which is why I'm still in my pajamas. It's been a rough night. But out here, this whole Starbucks thing with the fucking plastic straws is one of these things that really bothers me. You know, it's that thing of like, oh, let's not give you a plastic straw. Let's give you a paper straw. Have you drank from a paper straw? The first minute, it's enjoyable. The second, you're like sucking it through a tampon. And then you're just like, what am I doing with this? And frankly, they're like, let's save the turtles. What if the turtles want to do blow? What if the turtles want to do cocaine? Let them have a fucking straw. They live till 150 years old. Let them do all the, look, Liza's still alive. Do all the cocaine you want. That's what bothers me. It really irritates me because we're saving the environment. In a plastic cup, the straw is going to make a difference. It's bullshit.
I could not agree more. There is nothing that irritates me more than going to a restaurant and they bring me a paper straw. I'm just like, well, fuck it. You've ruined my entire evening with this stupid thing. It goes like soft in your mouth. And it, like you said, it's like sucking it through a tampon. You can't get the liquid out. No, it's a horrible idea.
I can tell that you're that kind of gal that doesn't like anything soft in your mouth.
No, I only like hard things in my mouth, Bianca.
Nobody likes a limp dick. Nobody likes a limp dick.
Except when you're about to get in drag. It's very helpful if it's limp. Trust me. If you got to put oh God, it's the worst. Then you have to strap it up your back and then put it under your wig. As you can see, I was a little hard this morning, but yeah, it is what it is.
You know what irritates me about the whole environmental movement is that all of us, of course, feel the temperature of the earth getting warmer and we want to do something. But why is it put on us, the end consumer, instead of these giant corporations that can actually make an impact? Why are y'all fucking breathing down my neck with the paper straw? Go after the fucking multi-billion-dollar corporations. I've had it with that.
Agree. I think it's a guilt complex. They want to make everybody feel guilty, and then you have to do your part. And then the worst thing, it's not so much the regulations, but it's the assholes that judge you for doing what you're doing. And you're like, Mary, please, like, don't go get an electric car. Well, we can't get an electric car now because look at that asshole running Twitter. Well, it isn't Twitter anymore. We can't get one because then we have to justify that. So it's just challenging to me. It's like, it's all the monitors we have in the world now that are like, ooh, you do that? Ooh, that's not good for the environment. Please. I'm a gay man. I've been known to suck a dick. I've done worse in my life. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, calm down.
No, I hate the pressure that they put on us. And here's one thing that I cannot stand, and it's the micromanaging of other people.
Agree.
Like
Yes.
it is just, it's more than I can take. What kind of toilet paper you use, what your carbon footprint is. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Go after the big guns. Jennifer Welch and Pumps and Bianca are not going to be able to fix this fucking problem, because I can assure you, if we could, it would already be fixed.
Right.
Agreed. But they don't want to fix it. They just want to torment us for the rest of our fucking lives on what we should and shouldn't be doing for future generations. Well, you know what? I don't have kids. I don't care. I don't care what happens. I'm a drag queen. I'm not even allowed to be around children. And let's just talk about that for a minute. I don't like fucking children. Are the worst. I often say, I'm not a fan of children. I'm not a Catholic priest. Leave me alone. Go into the church. Talk to clean that house before you try to clean ours.
No, it is 1000% the truth. And here's all of that is. All of that is a ruse, because all of these kids are getting shot in school.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about that, because guns, as everybody knows, are also penile extenders for the small dicked men that run the country.
Right.
So they don't want to deal with that size problem that they have. So, what can we do here? Oh, let's go browbeat drag queens. And I mean, that is just such bullshit to me, but it is such a small group of people. But then they start beating a drum, and then they go to Bible study, and then they get all these other people in. And let me tell you what I've had it with the most. This is what really chaps my fucking hide. Are the women that probably look like Pumps and me, and when they're in certain social circles, oh no, I have a gay friend, or my hairdresser's gay. But then when they go to vote, they vote an entirely different way. And I think the gays should ban the straights that do this from all services, all entertainment that the gays do. They need to ban these duplicitous straight people, because I've had it with them.
Well, let's just be real for a minute. First and foremost, you know it's getting dirty now, because you see, they're saying, oh, drag queens like children. Yeah, that's problematic. Then they're like, we want to ban drag brunches. Now the gays are really upset, because you know what? Taking away unlimited mimosas from a faggot, that is problematic, honey. You're fucking with liquor now? No. But I also think what's crazy to me, as you said, they always say, I have that one gay friend. Have you seen most of those women? They don't.
You're
really
exactly right.
don't.
No, they don't.
And it's tricky. But if you take away any gay entertainment, how are you going to make a movie? How are you going to do a Broadway show? There's always a lesbian and a gay hanging lights, hanging curtains. I mean, good fucking luck with that, you know?
Right. No, totally agree.
Speaking of drag queens, how do you feel about a drag queen that doesn't wear earrings?
Okay, let me take a sip of this, and I'm letting you know this is water, not vodka, although I wish it was vodka, because this is a very hot topic with me, ladies. First of all, if you're going to go to the level of drag and you're going to put on makeup, you're going to put on lashes, you're going to put on lipstick, and you don't bother to put something on your ears. Let's be real here. Most drag queens are men, okay? I'm not, because of course they say drag is for everyone. But in the end, those drag queens are men, and you need something to distract from your face. No one is that fucking pretty where you go, ooh, I don't need an earring. No. You're not Charlize Theron. Put an earring on to distract from the manliness of it all. I think that that's important. Like when you see a woman out, don't you feel like, where's your earrings? Where's the full look? Where's the complete set going on, right? Is it the same with women, or is it just with drag queens that I'm bothered with? I mean, do you guys get it?
Well, I totally get it, because it's like, it's a look. It's it's like a dream. You know, you're looking at the whole picture. But since we started doing this podcast and I wear these ears all the time, I don't wear earrings. And so I've noticed, because I can't wear them with this. So I've noticed.
You can wear a stud. You can wear a stud.
Let me ask you this. Back in the day, probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, I would go to drag shows all the time. This is before I had kids, and I was at every drag show. And these drag queens that I hung out with, we always wrote like fashion citations, would be like, sound the sirens, and then pull an imaginary pin out and write fashion citations. So do you write fashion citations to fellow queens that don't have on their earrings, or do you just like silently look and judge?
Oh, honey, there's nothing silent about me. Now, what I do is I like to do this thing called trolling. So I will wake up, let's say on any given Saturday when I have a minute and I don't really have a schedule. Maybe I have to go to Costco. Maybe I have to go to Starbucks, those few little errands I have to run. So I think, let me start my day by trolling. And I will go on known as Twitter or Instagram, and I just take a stroll and I start to see people, and then I will just put a couple of words. Like they will write this long diatribe about their lives and say, things are so difficult. I'm dealing with sobriety. I'm balancing this boyfriend. My dog just died, blah, 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 blah. And everybody's going, prayers for you, sending strength. And I put, okay. So then I keep going. And then if I see somebody looking horrible, I go, that's a look. It's all caps, and it's just a couple of captions. And I get about 15 people. I hit it hard. Then I turn off my phone. And then I let the day, as I go to Costco and run to Starbucks and take my dog out and do what I've got to do, and then come home at about 10 p.m. and I'm ready to go to bed. I open that phone and read the responses and giggle. Because what's amazing is when you don't interfere in the fuckery, everyone else is fighting the battles for you. And then you can see aftermath, because they go, yeah, Bianca's right. Where is your fucking earring? Yes, we're sick of your fucking rants about your goddamn life and your boyfriend. Okay is the perfect response. And that's what brings me joy. So that's my citations I give. But I also have this other one on the side hustle. I'm giving you this little information. I live in Palm Springs, and I moved here during the pandemic. And what was fascinating is I became a little crazy, as we all were, trapped at home. So the only thing I could do was circle the neighborhood in my golf cart. Now you're asking, why do you have a golf cart if you don't play golf? Well, I have a golf cart garage, so I needed to have a fucking golf cart. So it almost killed me, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, I had the golf cart, and I would get drunk and get in the golf cart with another drag queen friend of mine, and we would just drive around the neighborhood and critique the landscaping. And if we'd write a Post-it note and stick it on the mailbox and just say, hey, fix it, front door, ugly color, bushes, too much, pull back on the floral, pull back on the... Yeah, it's important to mention these things. So we would do this. So can you imagine some old bitch in Palm Springs going to her mailbox going, what the fuck is this? But, it is what it is. So those are the citations I would give. But this is what makes me feel better. People say go to therapy. I go, fuck that. This is my therapy. This brings me joy.
That brings me...
I love that so much.
So much joy. Number one, you're probably the smartest person on the World Wide Web to troll, turn off the phone, go implement, stupid shit that you want to do, come back, turn it on, and then just watch the insanity that you never really participated in except for the first bomb that you dropped. It's like
what you're writing, it's vague. It's not even like, so you just go, okay, that's my favorite thing. People love to spill out their lives and you just go, okay, or that's a look. And I don't know, it's triggering to people and it brings me fucking joy.
I get so much joy out of how serious people get on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a post that we put or one of these clips from our podcast, and then people watch the clip. They think that we're dead fucking serious about shit. And they write, I'm talking 12 inches, a really good size monster dick post.
Wait a minute. Comment. That's 12 inches to you? Where the hell is this? All right. I remember once I was at a party and there was this blogger, which is another useless fucking job, like influencer. But this bitch was at a party and she has written some shit about me that was not favorable. And they were like, hey, Bianca, hey. And I said, why are you talking to me? You fucking hate me. It's clear you post it every day. And they said, oh, honey, don't take it personal. I have to write something every day. So it is what it is. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, this makes sense. So a lot of the shit that people are saying, and a lot of people that people are putting out there, they don't necessarily believe it. They just have to fill a void of like saying it and doing it because they have to make a deadline. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean there's nothing to it.
You just summarized our podcast. We have to say shit. We just throw it out there.
Of course. I mean, you throw it out there, but you also want to get people that agree with you. And most of the time, I mean, so far I've agreed with everything you've said. Although there was a clip of you complaining about wearing bangs after 60.
That's
and
her.
That is something, it's her. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm wearing bangs today, bitch. How old do you think I am?
No, you look amazing. 35?
30. Oh, stop it, bitch. No, I say the wig is maybe 35 years old. But the trick is, I think bangs are fine. You don't have to be 60 to wear bangs. But then it comes a point after 60 where the bangs start to eat your face. Look at Goldie Hawn. What's going on there?
I agree.
Oh. So you think it makes you look older if you do all that in as you get older?
Well, you got a couple of dollars. You're not buying earrings. Just get Botox. You'll be fine.
Oh God, I spend my weight in Botox.
Yeah. No, I think I think bangs on a woman, or as they say in the UK, fringe, is all good. I get very nervous around men with bangs over 40 because then it looks like a wig. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look at Elton John. Look at Elton John. Does that look healthy or pretty?
No,
No.
I think that's a toupee though, isn't it?
Well, it's a full-on wig, without a doubt. Like, what are you trying to hide with these little spiky bangs over 40? It doesn't work. It's like a little wig on a potato. It's not a flattering look.
No, I completely agree with you. Okay, let's segue over to the fuckery that's going on at airports. Let's start at the gate, and then let's end at the luggage carousel.
The gate. Well, the gate is the pinnacle of the madness, because it starts, of course, through security when you first get there, you know, and the people that are in line that don't understand that you can tag your luggage before you get up. You don't have to speak to a representative. You can literally tag your bag and there's a bag drop off. So they don't know what line to be in to begin with. Okay. And it starts with entitlement. They see something where I may not be diamond, but I once took a flight and my numbers don't match up. And there's always a story that goes along with it. Now, this is the average person. So they will stand in the wrong line for so long and now they're pissed. Okay.
Yep.
And then they have to be demoted to another area. Then they get through that. Then we get through security, where you're always behind that slow motherfucker that leaves a piece of paper, a nickel, a belt buckle. Always. Are your pockets empty? No. Yeah, of course. All of a sudden, they got a cock ring. They got a fucking pin in their leg. All of a sudden, they're carrying a gun right before me. I'm just trying to get to the lounge if I can get in to enjoy a few snacks that everybody has touched. That's all I'm trying to do. But it's problematic going through the security. All of a sudden, they've got a knee replacement, hip replacement. It's quite maddening. Then you get through the machine. You get through the fuckery. And you're like, okay, this is good. Now I'm going to go to the lounge and relax. Well, then you find out the lounge has reached capacity. You hear that, Delta? Delta's got some fucking issues now. So now you have to stand in line to get into the lounge to share food and space with lots of people. Now, of course, a sense of entitlement. You maybe got 15 minutes to have a glass of wine, a piece of cheese. Then it's to the gate. Now, this is where the madness, this is the height of all the fuckery, because you're this close to getting on the plane. And the problem with everybody is they don't know where to stand because the airport has not made this convenient. Literally, it's a little stick with a little string that's separating everybody right in front of the gate. No one knows where to stand. Everybody's got luggage, usually too much luggage because they're too cheap to fucking check the luggage. So it's like 6 bags that they have, and they stand where? Right in the middle of everything. Now, you don't know what lane to go in because the signs are misleading and everybody's clumped up right there. Then they start with, oh, do we have anybody that needs assistance? Now, this is the brilliant part. You see people go on a plane in a wheelchair, but once they land at their destination, all of a sudden it's a miracle they can fucking walk. I don't understand this shit, but it's part of the madness. So you're there, you're waiting to get in. All of a sudden, it's anybody who needs a little special time, anybody with children, anybody who has a disability, yada, yada, yada. Then it's servicemen. Yeah. We get it. Now, this is where it starts, where they go zone 1, business class or first class. And then they're clumped right in the fucking middle. And what happens is you end up standing in that line to get on the plane. And this motherfucker in front of you is not moving. But you don't realize that because you're looking for your ticket, looking for your passport. You've got all your paraphernalia with you. And they are standing there and you're like, excuse me, are you going to go? Oh, no. And they step aside. Then why are you standing in front of the fucking line? Why?
Agree.
Tell me, have you experienced this?
Oh, totally.
Yes. Always. There's always somebody, because I'll assume like maybe I'm boarding group 1. So I'm going ahead and I'm getting in maybe I'm 10, 12 people back. So then they call it after they do the military, people with small children, people that with disabilities. You go through the list of all the people that get pre-boarded. And then finally it's like group 1. So then I'm like kind of waiting around and I look at the 7 people standing in front of me and I'm like, sorry, are you group 1? Because they're not boarding. And they're like, oh no, I'm group 4. And I'm like, well, motherfucker,
Why are
what
you-
the fuck are you doing here?
Wait.
Exactly.
Sit in your seat until your group is called, because otherwise we're all in a big clump, just like you said.
And what is the rush? We're all going to the same fucking place.
That's what I always think.
And why don't they do what they do in the UK, or it might be Australia? I can't remember where I was, but they board the plane from the back. And it just makes the most fucking sense.
That
Are
does
you
make
in the
sense.
back? This makes the cheap people very fucking happy, because they
Yep.
get on the plane first to sit in their seat, way in the back, and then you just fill accordingly. That actually makes the most sense,
It
because how
does.
often have I been in business class getting dirty looks? I mean, I get lots of dirty looks as they pass me to go to their little coach seat. And it's not because I'm a drag queen, but it's actually a gay hate crime. That's what it is. Like, how did she afford this seat? But it really just bothers me that this is airport etiquette. It just makes all the
Yes.
sense in the world, you know? And then if you can't lift the bag to get it into the overhead compartment, you shouldn't be traveling with it, bitch. You shouldn't be traveling with it, because everybody has issues trying to get the bag in there as though they've never experienced that before, you know?
No,
like they
yes.
don't realize how small those little compartments are.
Well, they have the box in the front of the airport. All you have to do is be like, okay, my bag's too small. I'll tell you what happened to me the last time I went through security. It made me so fucking
God.
mad. This
Tell me.
guy, he had a backpack, and then he had like a man purse, but it was big. It was like kind of a small duffel. And then he had a computer bag. And I was pissed. I was like, motherfucker, you've got 3 bags. You've got a backpack, a duffel, and a man, or like a computer bag. I've got my purse. That's it. So I think men get away with murder on these flights because they do
Wait,
the
where were you
backpacks.
traveling to? Where were you traveling
I think
to?
I was going to New York City.
Oh my God, that was me. That was me. And all that shit. Imagine you saying, how many, fuck you. And then we met today.
Let me tell you what drives me crazy. Once you get through you send your stuff on the conveyor belt to get x-rayed. And then you've got somebody that's hogging right at the exit as the stuff gets out, and they're putting their shoes on there, and everything's piling up instead of taking their bin, carrying it down to the end, getting their shit and putting it on so that it can keep going through. Security would not be that big of a deal without the fucking morons. The morons ruin it for all of us.
Yeah.
Completely. And the other thing that gets me is pick up your tray and put it back in the little tray.
Yes. Yes.
Ugh.
Clean up
Now,
after
I must-
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I must say, though, that internationally it is tricky, because sometimes when you go to the airport, they're like, shoes can stay on depending on the machine. Sometimes you can leave everything in the bag. Sometimes you could take everything. Sometimes you have to take everything out. Sometimes you have to take the shoes off. It really depends on where you are. So I often ask the person who is standing there miserable, hating their lives, I say, are we good? Can everything stay in the bag or can it not? Yeah. And they're like, okay, no, take everything out or whatever. So I do ask the protocol depending on where I am. I know at New York and LAX, you have to take everything out, which is a lot of work.
Yeah. I hate the people that like put their shoes on at the end of the conveyor belt and they put their belt on at the end of the conveyor belt. I'm like, bitch, just move. There's like seats everywhere for you to do this. But instead, everyone's waiting on your fat ass.
That's it. Keep moving. That's why they need the belt. Tiny waist, big ass. Yeah, I get it.
So let's then graduate. We've gotten off the plane, and for the people that checked a bag, you make your way down to the luggage carousel. And let's talk about the fuckery that's going on at the goddamn carousels.
Oh, it is the slowest. This is where it's like Animal Planet. You know, it's like sitting back. We've come this far. Now we've gotten to our destination now, hopefully our final destination. If you have baggage claim, usually it is. You're going to be there for a hot minute. Everybody's waiting for the bags. Now, in some airports, they have a little line that they put around the baggage little trolley, and they'll say, do not pass this line. Well, everybody gets clusterfucky right up on top of it. And then my favorite is they try to look at the little slats on the actual machine to see which direction the luggage is going to go. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
That it's like, all right, I think it's going to be this one, or I think it's going to go this way. So they all pile up. Then the luggage starts and it goes in the opposite direction. And they run like flies on shit to get to that one spot. And you're in the back. I'm waiting now. I knew you're going to be shocked by this, but I travel with a few bags because drag is a bit much. Okay.
Right.
And I'm waiting for my bags, but I'm not going to clusterfuck stand to the front. I'm waiting back. And now there's no space. It's like the iron wall to get my bags in the front because these fucking people are waiting for their tiny little bags, which upsets me tremendously because I'm thinking, just step back. You see it, then go grab it, then step back out of line. It's a simple fucking procedure. And the other thing that sets me off too is when I go to the airport, I might have 4 bags, 2 bags for drag, my boy bag, as we call it. And then we might have merchandise or some other shit. And people look at me like I'm insane because I'm traveling with luggage. Woo, that's a lot of luggage. Woo, I'm at the fucking airport. Like if I was going through a hospital with all of these suitcases, then you could go, something's up. That's a lot of luggage. But where else do you bring luggage but to a fucking airport? You know what I mean? Woo, no, must be going far. Woo, are you moving? Mind your fucking business.
I agree. The people that narrate what you're doing, these narrators put a sock in it. I've had it with that. It's like, remember when like distressed jeans were in? It was like every single time I wore a pair, somebody would go, looks like you got some holes in your jeans.
Yes.
Like, no shit, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that this is why I'm considering a private jet. Just because it would make my life a lot easier,
It would.
And then I can go to different airports and leave Post-it notes and give my reviews. But
exactly.
I just find it bothersome. And there's something about the energy at the airport. No one seems calm and collective. Everybody just brings all this angst and problematic behavior into this tiny little area. Even the staff hates you,
Totally.
And I sympathize with the people that work there because I can only imagine the fuckery that they deal with. Everybody that works a desk, I sympathize. Security, not so much. But everybody there at the desk, I do sympathize because I can only imagine the shit they hear on a daily basis. I mean, the few things I hear just standing behind them is insanity. It's always a story about their ticket and where they need to go and what they need to do and what can they get for it. It's like when a plane's canceled and they're fighting. Yes. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna fly the plane, asshole? You get on the plane and you're seated and they go, mechanical errors, everybody off, and they're like, should we fly with one engine? I don't know, asshole. It's a mechanical issue. Like, let's just great to find out before we go up in the air. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Pumps, I feel like everything is always growing. Our relationship is growing quite beautifully. Our podcast is totally growing. It's grown so much, actually, that now we're able to provide merch to our listeners thanks to our online shop with the help of Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading e-commerce platforms. What I love most about Shopify, Pumps, when we grow, Shopify's ability to help us grow. Listeners, sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/hadit, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/hadit now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/hadit. Pumps, what do you call a person who speaks 3 languages?
Trilingual.
Correct. What do you call a person who speaks 2 languages?
Bilingual.
What do you call the poor person that only speaks 1 language?
American.
Yes, it's American, but thanks to our friends at Babbel, you can start learning a new language this fall and be the exception, not the rule. Because with Babbel, you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. And I personally can speak to this. Before I went to Italy, I started with the Babbel Italian series. You cannot believe how impressive my Italian is now. All of the locals were razzle-dazzled with my communication skills. Babbel has sold over 10 million subscriptions. And why? Because Babbel is real language learning for real conversation. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/I've had it. Get 55% off at babbel.com/I've had it. That's spelled BABBEL.com/I've had it. Rules and restrictions may apply. Let's talk about couples when they first get together that post all the time together on the internet, long stories, and then they comment to each other on the post. And then all of a sudden it vanishes.
Oh, yeah. I have a friend who is a serial dater. Okay. I was about to say rapist, but that's not what I meant. Serial dater. I do know one of them too, girl. Whole nother show. But a serial dater that will goes on a date with a guy after the first 3 days. Let's say there's a cute post, no caption, just of 2 people. And then people are going, who's that cutie? Because I don't know if you know this, the Instagram world is people on the go. The Facebook world is people with too much fucking time on their hands.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So this bitch will post something about this guy, and then people go, oh, he's cute. Who's that? Oh, look, good looking, happy couple. Ha, 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 ha. Then the bitch will post, had an amazing time. All these stage photos of them walking ahead, holding hands. Who's the bitch holding the photo? That's holding the camera. That's what I want to know.
Same.
Who's taking the picture from afar? Is it set up? Is it a person that you trusted with your phone? That's another dumb bitch. But in the end, someone is taking photos in the sunlight, in the moonlight, in the this, in the that, picture of their hands. And then it's big announcement coming on Thursday. Why are you warning me on Monday? Just tell me on Thursday. Just tell Thursday it would be exciting news, but now you've pissed me off because on Monday you're bothering with me. I've got something to announce on Thursday. What, that you're an asshole? We know that on Monday. We don't need an announcement on Thursday. And then radio silence. You see nothing else about this couple, and then she's posting pictures of flowers or her yard or her mailbox. Yep. And you're like, wait a minute, what happened to this man, Rick? What happened? You can't ask, because he's now long gone. Now, you've taken me on this journey with your relationship, and sadly, I've invested a little too much fucking time in this moment that you've had with this person. I want to know what the fuck he did. You told me when he bought you chocolates. You told me when he took you to Las Vegas. What did he do to piss you off for you to delete every photo of Rick? Tell me what the fuck is really going on. Because you know what? Let's be real. When someone breaks up with you or someone does you wrong, let's say, you wear out your friends talking about the problem. Your friends are like, oh God, here she comes again. Why not talk to the people where there's an audience? Let everybody know this motherfucker did this. And for all of us to go, yes, bitch, yes, that is horrible. I can't believe he did that. You would have the best cheerleading group if you could wrap it up. But that's what makes me think she's the one that does them dirty, because then she just eliminates them and then they're no longer around. That's what I'm reading into. But I'm also crazy. I watch Cold Case Files and Forensic Files. I figured all this shit out.
I also think it's hilarious when people completely erase a partner from their social media, erase all evidence. They break up with somebody. This is so interesting because I have an interior design business and I have these Gen Z or millennials that work for me. The very first thing they think to do when they break up or have conflict with somebody is, I've got to get to my Instagram and delete all of this evidence and unfollow the person. When I have had marital problems with my husband, Josh, the last thing I'm thinking about is my social media profile. But it is the very first thing that some people think about. And that shit is scrubbed. It is squeaky clean. It cracks me up.
It's a different way of thinking. I know. I mean, you're sitting there going, why are they thinking about social media? When you're sitting there going, how can I kill this motherfucker? And get you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Yeah. So it's fascinating that people don't realize how to kill somebody properly. What am I talking about? Okay, anyway, I was just saying, there's a way to kill somebody, and I think I figured it out, but I'll tell you both privately. Because in my brain, it's so simple. You just cover your house in tarps, and then you invite the person over, and they go, oh my God, what's going on? You go, renovations. Then you kill them. Then you wrap them up in the tarps and usually stick them in an IKEA bag, one of those big blue IKEA bags. You can carry that bag anywhere. No one's going to ask what's in it. It's all shit furniture. And those bags can hold up to 20 pounds of weight. So you can just dismember the body. I'm totally giving myself away right now, but yeah, it works. Call me.
Okay, Bianca, now we're going to play a game with you called Had It or Hit It.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, my God. Welcome to Had It or Hit It. I would hit it.
Had it.
Had it. I hit it every day, sometimes twice a day. Okay, had it or hit it. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert.
Oh, that fucking tool. I would had it.
Had it.
First of all, who goes to Beetlejuice and jerks somebody off? I mean, what the fuck? Democrat. And then we found out that the guy is a Democrat who owns a bar where there's drag shows.
Right.
And this cunt is complaining about what stop electing stupid people. Stop
Agree.
electing stupid fucking people to start with. I mean, she is a fucking idiot.
Yes.
And I don't understand vaping in the theater. First of all, calling Beetlejuice, artistic, first of all. That's I want to see that. Like, jerking somebody off in the theater? Everybody knows you do that in the parking lot next to a dumpster. That's what you do. Have some class, you cunt. Like, really?
She's the one who her quote was, children need to go to church, not to drag shows.
Right.
And then here she is in a movie theater where we know Americans get shot in movie theaters, and she's given somebody a hand job. And yet she thinks she is this big moral leader on what's best for children. And here's the thing about her. I've had it with her, but all the shit she's doing right now, all this hypocrisy, I just want to keep making notes. So when I run into all these Bible study Christians that are like, oh, I don't have a problem with gays, I want to be like, you think you're so pro-kid and you think that you're okay with gays, but then you go and vote one way and you're voting for morons just like this. And by the way, I want to know who and what your husband's beaten off to all the time for you to internalize all this stuff. So, Tom, I want your husband's Google search history.
Now that's serious. But the tricky thing about this too, or the funny thing about it, is just the fact that she's complaining that she's Christian and that everybody should live this way. Isn't she like a grandmother at like 30-something years old?
36.
Like her 50-year-old son, is having sex with someone else out of wedlock, and now they're pregnant. Like, girl, get out of here. Clean your own fucking house before you try to tell us how to live.
Agree.
And sending children to the church? Girl. I don't know if you know this, but I have a lawsuit against the Catholic Church because when I was an altar boy, nobody fucked me. And I'm furious about it. Horrible. Even the priests were like, no, she talks too much. Nah, I'm good.
The last place
says, not my thing. It's really sad.
The last place I would send my sons to would be some sort of Jesus camp or some youth ministry church thing. Plus, I'm really suspect of anybody who's like this cool, hip youth pastor of the mega church that, wears True Religion jeans and wants to hang out with all the teens. I think that's a fucking red flag city.
Wait, not the True Religion jeans. Ooh, spooked. You got it. Yes, I agree. Organized religion is crazy, which is why I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. I mean, that is an organized religion. Those people that worship that girl, I'm just like, whatever. It's a whole new church. It's a whole new thing. If it works for you, great, but don't try to sell me and try to lure me into it because it ain't for me. It ain't for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. I mean, I'm neutral on Taylor Swift. Like she's just not somebody I'm going to lose my mind over going to see. And I don't really like group activities, and her concert is like the epicenter of group activities. And I don't want to be with that many people that are going that crazy in one place at one time.
I found out that she's got a movie of her tour coming out, and I think I'll go see it. I kind of like Taylor Swift.
My issue is this. It's not that I have a problem with the girl. I don't have a problem with her and being successful. I think she's talented. I just hate her because everybody likes her. That's my problem. That's my problem. I just hate her. And that's the mindset I have to keep to go online. So when someone says, Taylor Swift is the best, and I go, okay. Because it's just going to boil. If you mention something about Beyonce, they all come for you. And I love to trigger them. I go, okay. And then it just sets them off. So keep that in mind. I have to hate them because everybody else loves them. Because
I like
there's going to be wrong. And when we find out something is wrong with Taylor Swift or Beyonce, then I can go, told you. Told you.
We're always shopping for new resentments and petty grievances. So this has been really enlightening for us that we can just, everybody likes them. Well, we've had it with them. And I think this
we
is
have to hate them.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, there's people like Lauren that you just mentioned. We don't have to hate her because we know she's a fucking idiot. You know, we know that's a bona fide idiot. But the other people, they have to come into question because sometimes they become untouchable and you're like, she's mediocre. She's okay. And it sets them off. It sets them off.
Okay. Bianca, had it or hit it, tucking.
Oof. Well, okay. This is an in-between one for me because tucking can be an issue in general. And I've done drag now for like 28 years. So it gets old, but it's made me money. So it's that weird thing where you're like, yeah. So I'm kind of neutral on this. I hate it on a daily basis, but I love the money that it brings me. Does that work?
That makes perfect sense.
Sense
Yeah, it's like being a hooker. It's like being a hooker. It's part of the job. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You suck a dick, you collect some money, you go to the clinic. It's just a cycle. It's just what you do. It's what we have to do.
Okay. Had it or hit it, closeted lawmakers.
I've had it because it's the hypocrisy that gets me, and it's the insanity or this life that they try to paint. Or what about the lawmaker now that was just bribed with bars of gold and they say it's guilty? How do you claim to be not guilty with hundreds of thousands of dollars in jacket pockets? And his excuse was, it's because I'm from Cuba and I'm worried that it might turn over into Cuba, a communist country. So I need the cash in case I need to flee. What kind of psychology and fuckery is this? Just own up to it. So my issue with lawmakers in general, I fucking hate all of them. And I recently had a moment where Mitch McConnell, the troll of all trolls, there was a fabulous meme. Oh, this is another thing that gets people mad. When you have a meme and you post it, like a meme that you've seen, and you just post it with no explanation, rotted and hateful. And there was a picture of him at that one press conference where he froze. And there was a picture of him at the other press conference where he froze again. And the caption said, different strokes. Now, I laughed for a good 20 minutes. And I thought, I got to post it. So I posted it. And then everybody how dare, no matter what his politics are, he's a human being. And then fuck him. First and foremost, he's got the best healthcare there is in the fucking world on my dime to begin with. So let's just say this. No matter how sad his situation is, fuck him. He has blocked so much fuckery that can help us, so much that we could move ahead in this world. He's totally made it his mission to block it and cancel it, and none of it can happen. And on my tax dollar, he can see the best specialist there is. So what do I fucking care about him? No matter what he does, his life is better off than mine anyway. So I can post a meme about him because different strokes got me, girl.
That's good.
That's
good.
Damn, I wish I'd have thought of that. But, fuck him.
I'm with you. Fuck Mitch McConnell. What he did to the Supreme Court and how much power he wielded. He is the walking embodiment of everything that is wrong with old white men in America.
Agreed.
And he has hurt with his policies so many people that he claims to care about, and he doesn't. His Christianity's bullshit. His care for other people is bullshit. All he has done has lined the pockets of people like the Koch brothers, and I think what he has done to the Supreme Court, it is a horribly rotten institution now, and it all starts and ends with Mitch McConnell. Fuck him. And he is the one that's choosing to put himself out there. He can retire at any time. If I was having mini strokes while giving I've Had It podcast and everybody was making fun of me online, I would have a choice at that point to either continue giving mini strokes or to resign. So this is a choice because you know what? America's all about freedom, and he has the freedom to have mini strokes on TV. And I mean, if you're going to be 975 and in public office, that's just the risk you take. But fuck Mitch McConnell. Fuck him.
I agree. And let's just, on top of that, he looks like his breath stinks. Let's just say it.
Chronic halitosis.
Halitosis, bitch. Halitosis. Like you just say, what'd you have for lunch? I already smell it. We know he's a rotted human being.
Yeah,
rotted from the inside out.
Not a fan.
Okay, had it or hit it, music festivals.
Had it. Because I live out here in Palm Springs, so they have Coachella. And one week is Coachella. And the next week, what's that other one called, Jamie, that they have, the West Stagecoach. Okay, so it's two different breeds of people. I don't understand it. It's like Burning Man. When people are like, let's go out here into the wilderness and live. No. I will go out into the middle of nowhere when there is an exclusive, beautiful hotel, where there's a bathroom that I could use, where I know my way around, where I can bring my own liquor. I have no desire to associate with the masses because Miranda Lambert is there. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not that interested in anybody enough to go and experience that madness.
I draw the line at porta potties. Like if there's a porta potty at this music festival, I'm out. Especially if it's hot and there's a bunch of people that all smell. I don't understand why it would be fun. I just don't get it.
I just don't like human beings enough to do that.
Honey, that's the podcast. I don't like people. I don't like people. I'm not interested in being around them. And you know, the things that people do that it really upsets me, that really sets me out is the breathing thing. It's the breathing constantly in and out. I can't deal with that. I can't.
Yeah, breathing people can be very annoying. People are breathing too much. They are breathing way too much.
In my face, all around me. It's problematic.
Okay. Had it or hit it, spirit animals.
Okay. This is tricky because many people call me their spirit animal because I'm a miserable, hateful person. Well, not miserable. I'm a happy person because I'm hateful, if that makes any sense. Because I express what I feel and I talk about it and I just get it out of my system. So I've been called a spirit animal, but I don't have any spirit animals in my life. So I don't live in that world of spirit animals and horoscope and all that, because they like to use that to justify things.
Right.
Like if you do something horrible, they go, oh, that's so Libra of you. The fuck? What the fuck? No, like you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with when you were born.
Yeah.
So when someone says, oh, well, you know, you're my spirit animal, get off your ass and do something. Go out and try it. You know, you're my spirit animal because you wear lashes. Put yourself in drag, asshole. Like, live a little, you know? Like, I don't understand that fascination with saying, oh, I wish I had the nerve to do it. Do it. Just do it, you know?
Okay, last one, Bianca. Had it or hit it, fake holidays.
Oh, I've had it. Like, first of all, because of social media, I don't know if all these holidays existed before, but because of social media, they're like, oh, it's gay month. All right. Well, I knew of like a Pride month. You know, I knew that there was an event that would happen and if people are proud and they would have a parade and what have you. Then it's like Gay History Month. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? I am gay history. I don't need to be reminded that I'm old. I'm not interested in that aspect of it. Oh, Tupperware week. What the fuck? Like, what is this bullshit? Are you trying to sell something? Are you trying to justify? I don't understand the point of all the madness and how everybody's like, oh, you need to get in on it because it's what it is. I mean, aren't there other holidays that straight people celebrate that I don't know about?
Yeah.
Are there any of those?
I think I would be remiss here if I didn't mention that July 7th was Bianca Del Rio Day in New Orleans.
That is it. Well, there was a mayor at the time that I had a relation. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, yes, there is. And they gave me this day and I thought, what the fuck does this mean? Like, what does this, you know, that's a legitimate holiday, by the way. I'm just letting you know. And a friend of mine said, what do you do on, you know, Bianca Del Rio Day? And they said, as the people, as the community, we just wear white eyeliner and curse people out. I go, that's it. That's what you should do.
I love it.
Celebrating me. Yeah. I got a day. I prefer cash, but they gave me a day and a plaque. So, you know, it is what it is.
The perfect way to honor you.
Bianca, you have given us
so much fun,
so many new things to hate and to troll. And this has been one of the most transformational episodes this podcast has ever had. I've learned how to be a better troll online.
Yeah.
I've learned how to then, you know, launch a grenade, walk away, go handle my shit, come back. I've learned so many new things and so many new things that I can be upset about and hate on that I don't know. I mean, I owe a debt to you, my friend, that is deep.
You're going to make me cry.
I mean,
Are you about to say that I'm your spirit animal? Are you about to say it?
Hashtag almost.
Oh, you gum chewing bitch. Listen. No, I am glad that we can sit together and discuss the things we hate because it's important. You know, people say, stay positive and keep your secrets to yourself. No, let's just blast everybody and discuss what we hate because it's important. It's amazing how many people agree with us, but that are just too afraid to say it. So I think your podcast is a service to the world and to the community so that they have a place to go and have their grievances and talk about it. I think it's important in an obituary to find out how the bitch died. I think it's important on Facebook to find out how you got rid of that boyfriend. I think it's important to know the options when your husband's an asshole at the airport. All of these things are very helpful to the common people.
And let's not forget that you also told us how to commit a perfect murder.
Right.
So
Honey, there's more to it.
The public service that has taken place in this last hour, I think this will go down. 1,000 years from now in civilization, people will pull this episode here, and talk about all the groundbreaking things that in 1 hour we have solved.
That's right.
It's true. You've got to have a tarp for the murder, but don't buy the tarps on your credit card. It's tricky. Don't go to Walmart because there's cameras. It's just, listen, it's so many things. I mean, we've discussed murder. We've discussed issues at the airport. We've discussed what's wrong with this country and elderly people in office, which, by the way, I'm not saying anything is wrong with someone being elderly, as long as they're functional. You know what I mean?
Right,
if you're wearing a diaper, you shouldn't be in office.
Agreed.
I'm just saying that's problematic. And let's be real. If you want to work as an elderly person, go to Walmart. We need new greeters.
Absolutely.
We need new greeters at Walmart. Why don't you do us a favor and go there? You'd be servicing the country there, Mitch McConnell.
That's right.
Just saying.
Agree. I agree.
Just saying.
I don't think that mini strokes would even be that big of a deal there. Well, Bianca, I mean, I cannot thank you enough. I could sit here and talk to you for hours. You are amazing. Absolutely, hands down, one of my favorite people we've had on this podcast.
Absolutely.
I have laughed so hard. You're wildly entertaining, very smart, and a world-class hater. And I love you. My deep black heart loves your deep black heart so fucking
This brings
much.
me joy.
I fucking love you, Bianca. I fucking love you.
You've got impeccable taste. And I have to say, I will come back anytime you would have me. Anytime.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
Well,
Bye,
thank you for
Bianca.
having me.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for having me. And I haven't said that since I had sex with my uncle. Thank you for having me. I hope to see you soon. And as I always say, if you were a child and your uncle didn't fuck you, you're ugly. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Bye, Bianca.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you.
I can't.
I love her so much. I just want to crawl inside of her and be with her every minute.
I love how unapologetic she is about hating on shit.
Yeah.
And how she says it just brings her joy to just get all that shit off her chest. And she just has this asshole fuck you humor that makes my heart smile.
Yes.
I feel warmth
I do too.
at all of her crass jokes. That warms my heart, and it makes me feel love and hope for our species.
No, I absolutely. My cheeks literally hurt right now from laughing. I couldn't quit laughing.
I could not. And just the delivery.
She's fantastic.
Bianca Del Rio, I fucking love you.
Yes.
And you are the biggest fucking bitch I have ever met in my life. And I feel warmth and passion and strength and desire and inspiration and aspiration for you.
Yes.
Your bitchiness is fucking life-changing.
It's world class.
It is.
She's world class.
She is the biggest fucking bitch, and I mean that.
Gold standard.
Gold standard
We
bitch.
can't even look up that high.
It is gold standard bitch. And you know what this just shows? We have a lot more work to do.
We've got a lot of work to do.
we are like preschool
Yeah.
of being petty and hateful. She is a PhD.
She's a PhD.
So listener, please follow us as we get through preschool, lower school, middle school, high school, undergrad, graduate school, until we too can be PhD gold standard haters like Bianca Del Rio. Please leave us 5 stars at Apple. We are trying to get to 10,000 reviews. Go to our link in bio to go to the Hot Shit Tour. We're going to be announcing new cities all the time. And leave us a voice memo via Instagram. And Pumps, tell them.
We will see you next Tuesday or Thursday or both.
Tell you what I've had it with.